Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for April 15th, 2022. We're here on Cathy's website, CathyDSlaght.com, to enter the SRC4u software demonstration. The link to the Zoom call is right here. So when you want to join us on Monday through Friday, it starts at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you'd like to be part of Cathy's SRC Daily Energy Clearing Group, you can register here. If you would like information about the SRC4u software, please, you can contact Cathy and ask her anything you like. You can even demonstrate the software. If you're not ready yet to purchase the software, you can join her Daily Energy Clearing Group and receive the same benefits as if you were to purchase it. Almost the same benefits. We're going to click through. We're going to go right to the Zoom call where it will be live, so you'll need to lower the volume on your speakers. One moment, please.
Here we are. It's 10 o'clock. I missed y'all yesterday, but we did continue the work, and this has been really interesting. Kevin would know more about this, but we're still running. And what happens when we finish, and I click to see if we want to continue in our present format, it actually then gives us a whole bunch more themes. It'll go, do you want more advanced themes, more. So we're still going. You can see at the top of the list still fatty acid balance. And in the last scan we did, we want to preserve these themes. So let's all take our fatty acids if we can. Joints. And now a lot of this, remember, this is a theory. It could be talking about emotions. For example, here's kidneys. That could be perhaps not kidneys, but fear. Dimensional disturbance. This software update I'm so thrilled with. It's so exciting. And we see a psychic attack correction. Typically that's our own thoughts. We don't know. But you can see geriatric issues. I don't know how that could possibly be. Pericardium, and you can go through, this is what I've been doing. For example, we see pericardium. Is it a priority? We're just trying to raise our chi. Do we want that pericardium cocktail? Nope, don't need it. And then you can now we're going down, and maybe that'll be the last time we did all that. We have a little stress related to bacteria, lymph, gallbladder, certain things you kind of end up looking for. To see if, any further, I don't get this one. I guess the computer people would get it. DOS high, I knew it was on something. Conscious, can't concentrate, afraid, strength to speak your truth with spiritual inspiration, and then the resistance factor, wind, still. So, what we've got here, I'll just show you some thoughts, something new we're maybe tried over the weekend. First of all, check out this suspicious observers, because that's what we want, is good documented information. And yesterday, or maybe it was a couple days before that, but I saw it yesterday, they've approved the 4th booster shot. And there is absolutely no science to support these boosters. And a couple of relatively high-ranking FDA, whatever they are, employees, members, have resigned over this. They have spoken their piece, and they have resigned. So this is getting very interesting that more people are speaking up. And actually to resign a position that's a high-paying position, you may be near retirement. I had a session yesterday with someone who was at the top of a group in reference to diabetes education. And she was at 17 years. At 20, she would get her retirement benefit, and she has resigned. So people are starting to see perhaps some things that they didn't want to acknowledge. This FDA information is interesting because the FDA had always been good. And over the past few years, it appears they're more aligned with moneyed interests than they are with the needs of the people. And some of the members of the FDA are now actually speaking out about it, because there does not appear, if anybody can find it, send it to us, but there does not appear to be any scientific basis for the boosters. There's a great monetary gain, but at the same time, there does seem to be scientific evidence that the vaccination and the boosters continue to lower immunity. So that's just something to look at. And I'll come back to this one in a minute. Here, if anybody's interested, what those notes, weren't those notes from Olive phenomenal? I'm telling we were blessed with that. Oh my goodness, we're blessed. Thank you again, Olive, for that. And so that's going to probably take everybody a few days to look at all those things. We do, over the weekend if you have time, and it's Easter weekend. But here are just a few things that I'm going to douse for the group. These are a few things that they say help with stress related to radiation. And the top one seemed to be spirulina for the group before when I scanned it. Let's just see where we are at this moment in time. All right, we still want spirulina. That's interesting. And melatonin. So let's douse those in. Is it spirulina? Maybe not spirulina, spirulina. So anybody ever had popcorn with spirulina on it? Delicious.
No, wouldn't have even thought about it.
I went to a thing once, Purium Health Products. I don't even know if they're even in business anymore. Yeah, that one's doing us a lot of good. But they had some of the best greens. Dave Sander Hall, I think, was the name of the guy. And that's one thing they served there. And so it was good, except we all had green teeth.
As long as everybody has it, then it's okay.
Well, I have purple teeth this morning. I'm going to have to change the way I take my purple rice because it sticks to my teeth now. So I thought, well, I can't go anywhere and smile because I have purple teeth. And so anyway, put those two things in just subtly. And let's just see. Now, we did want a discarnate scan. And it seems that over any kind of a Christian holiday weekend, there is more of that kind of stress. So, and the other area that seems to be getting some stress is Florida. So I don't know why, that's just what shows up in the scans. But let's see, we didn't want an SRC startup scan. Let's see, do we want an strength and immunity scan? Over the weekend, we may do a real, keep it simple. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's look at the strength and immunity. I can find it in here. That's not what I want. Wait a minute. Now, I meant to take that out the other day when I sent that, but it is interesting to check your own supplements and see. And then I typically, some things I'm going to take no matter what, which would be my fatty acids, vitamin D, certain things, enzymes. I don't feel like I need to scan for that, but it is interesting in that many of us seem to have been taking too many supplements. Now, do we need to regenerate self-healing ability today? No. How about
Cathy, what do you take as enzymes?
Right now, I just take Digest Gold. But I really do believe in testing. That's what I test for. And there are many good ones out there. What are some of the things everybody else takes? Okay, look, we're going to recharge our defense against infection.
I take Digeszymes, Zymes, Z-Y-M-E-S.
Okay.
My
Thank you.
designs for health.
Yeah, I like to test, and you see, sometimes people go back and forth. It looks like we adapt sometimes. I mean, we're taking 12 hours to defense against infection. Remember, wind is coming up as we're continuing to work on that. And let's just check some of these things now quickly.
I have an amazing lady who muscle tests all my supplements, so I have a protocol from her. And then I have all the ones that I think I might need. I test daily.
That's wonderful. You
test
them?
Sorry?
You test them individually?
Yeah, not the ones that she gives me, because that's her thing.
Mm-hmm.
She can tell what I need long term. But bioplasma has been and the Shilajit, how do you say that one, have been really good for the radiation.
What? Okay, good.
Bioplasma is the 12 cell salts, and then yesterday,
yes,
I found something that showed cell salts by astrological sign. So, there's 12 of them, and there's one for every sign.
If you get a chance, can you forward that?
You bet.
All right. So again, we can this is all subtle. Let me make it a little larger here. There's that selenium, which has been coming up so often, for groups. Let me just see how far up we go with our, up to 9. Okay, get that back up. Listlessness, for acidity, this is coming up a lot for people. Lymphatic vessels, destroy cancerous cells, lymphocytes, healthy immune system. And this is interesting. This is one of the things they say that happens because of radiation, is our cells are such amazing factories. And this is one of the things they do. And that ability is lost because the cell membrane may actually harden to where the functions can't occur. All right, so let's see now. Do we want the radiation scan? Nope, got that under control. Let's see if we want the adrenal fatigue scan. That's close, but nothing. So with that in mind, I thought it might be interesting to focus on just one thing over the weekend, and that's, get up here. Keep doing that. And that's right here. We know, and especially from all this work on our brains, that our thoughts are what create. And there's a code for the predominant mental attitude is positive. We're all going to have some lapses, but let's just see how we look with that. Okay, that could use a little reinforcement, but it does go up to the top. We're waiting. No, I want to fill this out in a minute. Let's just. And then let's go ahead too and take it with some Reiki. Okay. Let's just put that in there. 24 hours, look at that. And then the timeline, you guys, because of Sharon reminded me about the timeline, I've been using it more often. And what would be applicable here that we could maybe try to clear our timeline with? Any thoughts? Anything?
Repeat that again.
Yeah, our timeline. Yeah, we want to remove something. The Pro Tool Selector said we want to work with the timeline. So what would be interesting to remove from our timeline at this moment in time?
The V word.
The what?
The V word.
Well, but not everybody wants that removed, probably.
Fear?
I like that. How about dysfunctional fear?
I like that too.
Sounds good.
Yeah, because we do need some fear. I mean, we're not going to, how do I want to put this? It's not all bad to have a little fear if it provokes some action, some positive action. So yeah, let's just run that. And then let's just go down and see if we want any more information, but we may not be. And then it looks like next week we go back to more information on the brain, or maybe not. We'll see. Let's just see. Next week's focus, continue with stress brain. Because all this, that's what this has all been involved with. Well, yeah, we still want to go forward with that, so we will. Look at that. We really need to investigate this. What we're doing, maybe we need to more supplementation or improve our diet, because there's some significant stress there related to fatty acid balance.
Is it too low?
It looks like it's too low. And the fatty acids, they do say about 99% of us are deficient in fatty acids, and it's for our nerves and our nerve sheaths, and of course, obviously for the brain. So it is significant, and it probably bears more investigation, but at least, we can supplement it. That's the one thing. I'm no nutritionist, but it looks like it's pretty much a challenge to get all the food in that you need to get enough fatty acids. Yeah, so we have no wonder we're still going here, because we still have stress to balance. And again, joints might not mean our physical joints. It could be, for example, our lack of connection with one another. Kidneys, that's our generator. That's our, in a sense, even though the mitochondria and all, you can get into that as well, but kidneys are our batteries. Yeah, that's coming down a little bit, but let's go ahead and put it in here. This is interesting. Let's see if we need any more energy on that.
Does anyone have a good source on fatty acids? I'm trying to Google and I'm finding stuff that I don't quite believe.
Right now, I'm taking a tuna fatty acid supplement. And I got that actually from the doctor.
Are you concerned with the iodine, or do they remove it?
Yeah, they remove it in that form, yeah.
When you say fatty acids, are you're referencing beneficial fatty acids?
Well, oh yeah, absolutely. All fatty acids are beneficial.
Well, what I do is
we're not talking fat. You know, my daughter for a long time wouldn't take fatty acids until she read some of the top models were taking them, and she said, "Oh," but yeah.
Well, I don't know if this is beneficial fatty acids, but I'll take organic butter and boil it down. So I boil off all the milk solids to make ghee. It's also called clarified butter, and I use that with everything.
Well, yeah, and that might be. Let's just see. I think that is a positive. I don't know about the fatty acids personally. I don't know if that does that or not, but I know it sure does. Sure does do other things.
I need a mini lesson in that in the enhancer for the sustenance enhancer, because it has all sorts of information that I don't even know what to do with it.
Oh yeah, this sustenance balancer, and I am using that a lot. Let me give you a quick. This can't hurt, even though I haven't scanned for it. I go in here every day and do work with this, just at different times. What I've ended up doing, because actually I was trying to do so many people with this thing, I was getting confused. And I just had to make some changes. So what I've been doing now is I just add all of them. Let's see if I've got them all in there. Things, water, food, so. And then, for example, we'll just add fatty acids today.
Never thought of putting them all in at one time.
I have been working with this, experimenting with it, because we know the power of water. And, you know, as a wonderful information source. And so much more. I'm really tired of working on the brain, but I'm going to continue. I want to get more into things like water. But the water, to have blessings in our water, and to have our affirmations even in our water, etc. You know, that old saying, what can it hurt?
And remembering Dr. Emoto's water project.
Correct. And so, you know, go back and forth with this. And I ordinarily would have gone in and checked priority for Qi to do this in the sustenance balancer, but you know it's not going to hurt you. And then whatever it starts with, like, I'm going to go ahead and do the 1 minute, but I'm actually going to check this. I'm going to show you myself. This is my way, which has turned out to have some good results. Everybody will have their own way. But let's just see. Let's just go to the minute. You know what Dr. Nelson said, who put together the SKIO, well, QXCI, then SKIO, then Indigo, and I think they've got a newer one now. But I think I told you this before. I was at a workshop, and someone asked him if they couldn't just send themselves the frequencies of their nutrition. He said, you absolutely can. Why bother with those vitamins? And while you're at it, go scuba diving without a tank, and I'll send you oxygen. So I never forgot that. I think we need a little of both. Although you will hear people talk about, I remember one year in a workshop, someone was talking about they had all the frequencies of their nutrients on a cassette tape, and they just played that. So I don't know now. Okay, so now we're taking 8 minutes, and later I'll go back in, and if it wants more, I'll do that. If it doesn't, then, you know, my interpretation is we may not need more. There's that geriatric issues. What we're learning is that we don't need to have stress related to this, and some of us may believe we should. Let's just see where we are.
Comment about water?
Yeah.
Raymond Grace has his protocol in the cocktails section of purifying water, And he also has a friend who does nothing but drink water. He doesn't eat any food.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny. I dug out this week some of my old books on dowsing. I think it wouldn't hurt to get, our pendulums going as well.
Stephen, did I hear you correctly regarding all he drinks is water and eats no food?
Correct. He infuses his water with all the vitamins and everything, nutrients and such that his body needs. He does it with, I believe, with a pendulum and with intention. Yeah, and it's worked very well for him. So, each to his own. That was Nelson's comment. Look at, folks, if you put it incorrectly. Yeah, so I know it's certainly not going to hurt to be working with energy, with our sustenance, with our vitamins, and etc. This is another area, and Olive had a lot of good information in her notes on that. And lymph also holds some significant emotions like sadness. And so that's another thing we need to be aware of. That's an area the oils might really, really come in handy. Oh. What's that? Yeah, our timeline is doing. Okay, we're still going. So there's a number of things you can do for lymph, plenty of information online. Along with the energy work. Oh, stress related to gallbladder. Okay, these are significant, so that might be why we're still running.
I wanted to add, if I could, for a sec.
Oh, yes.
This is Olive. Look, remember our dispenser, too, for the fatty acids. Because we have that whole nice list of the fatty acids on there.
We sure do.
Yeah. I mean, for anybody that was unclear.
Yeah, let's just look at that. Interesting. The curse, and look at there's brain. And something interesting that somebody brought up the other day, and it's thought-provoking. Now, we put up here stress-related to fatty acids, and look, this actually didn't get clicked, which means, I believe, that there are underlying stressors we could even be taking to the best of our ability and eating correctly and all, but there are underlying stressors. For example, maybe not taking enzymes. There may be some emotions. There may be some herbs. There's the minerals, vitamins. So it all comes together. And so, yeah, all of that is definitely the dispenser is phenomenal. And a lot of people wonder, okay, so look at this real quickly. Just for example, we've got some creative forces for spiritual growth, chakra energy. We're improving our physical condition. Well, that's interesting. Burying real issues. Now, this again would all be related to fatty acids. Let's just do stress related, burying real issues. let's just douse that down. But we've also got the awareness of that, which the brain then can kick in. Trepidation, stress factor female, endearing, can't concentrate. No, we're doing okay there. Afraid. It wouldn't hurt to put that up there. Strength to speak your truth with spiritual inspiration. Let's see how we're going with that. Shrink that up. Integration of core or root emotions, emotional authenticity, socially inept for social skills, insensitive towards others, apparently tied in to the fatty acids. And then we can just real quickly look down here at the superfoods just for fun. Dark chocolate, all right. Chard, flax, milk, bulgur, artichokes, and I don't know why it just has green, so, but look at that. Yeah, is it, oh, it's supposed to be green tea. Thank you. I did read somewhere that if a person drank black or green tea, that was phenomenal related to preventing certain things like cancer and heart disease. So there you go. Thank you for, I wondered what that meant. Then this, let's just see if we also want the pathogen panel in reference to this. Yeah, we'll take it. So let's go in here. Okay, 18 hours. I think. Okay, we've done that. Little wonder click. See, add additional things, yes. And if we could make this right here our focus for the weekend, I think it'd be interesting. Let me just look at one last thing. Well, it's pretty up there. That might not be a bad number to say to yourself once in a while. My predominant mental attitude is positive. It couldn't hurt. But that's it. Any other thoughts? Okay, well, I guess that's it then. I'm glad to see y'all. And
Well, you too.
Thanks a lot, Cathy. You too.
Thank you.
This concludes the SRC4u Zoom call. Thank you for participating. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well. YouTube disclaimer, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only.